Hello everyone. In this video, we'll learn how to create a manually triggered flow that scans a SharePoint library for malicious files. I'm going to test my flow with an example JavaScript injection PDF file to emulate a common upload thread. Before we get started, it would be awesome if you could like the video and subscribe to our channel. The first thing we're going to do is click Create, and then we're going to select the Instant Cloud Flow option. We're going to manually trigger our flow so we can scan all the files in our target folder at once. Let's now click Add an Action, and then let's search for an action called Get Files Properties Only. We're going to use this SharePoint action to get information about every file in our SharePoint site library. Let's select our team site from the dropdown, and then let's select our library from the following dropdown. You can use the advanced parameters below to further customize your own Get File Properties action, but we won't be covering all of that in this video. Let's now add a new action, and let's look for the SharePoint Get File Content action. We can again select our team site from the site address dropdown. And in the following field, we can use a dynamic content value from our Get File Properties action labeled Identifier. Let's make sure we don't confuse this with the ID value, which refers to list items rather than files. We'll notice now that Power Automate has automatically wrapped our Get File Content action in a for each control. That's a good thing because we'll need this action to run once for every file in our target library. Within our for each control, let's add a new action once again. Now that we have our file content, we can scan our file bytes for malicious code. We're going to handle this part with Cloudmersive APIs, and there's two ways we can do that. If we want to perform a basic virus and malware scan using the built-in Cloudmersive Virus Scan connector, we can type Cloudmersive into the search bar, and then we can scroll down to the bottom of this list. The basic Scan a File for Viruses action references a continuously updated list of more than 17 million virus and malware signatures, and it produces a Boolean value labeled Clean Result False for infected files. We can use this response to trigger a condition that takes actions based on our scan result. We're not going to use this action in our current demonstration, however, because it won't identify JavaScript injection PDFs or other non-malware threats. Instead, we're going to navigate back up to the Runtime dropdown and switch from All to Custom. Here, I have a custom uploaded version of the Cloudmersive Virus Scan API that includes an advanced virus scan action. This action incorporates a powerful deterministic content verification scan on top of the baseline virus and malware signature scan, which means we can pick up spoofed PDFs, executables, and other non-malware threats that might be lurking in our SharePoint library. We can upload this connector easily using an OpenAPI URL found on the Cloudmersive website. If you're looking for a walkthrough on how to do that, I've covered the topic in prior videos on this channel. When I open the Advanced Scan a File for Viruses action, I can configure it just like the basic virus scan action. File content goes in the first field, and a file name goes in the second field. I typically use the name value from the Get File Properties action here. If I click Show All to look at advanced parameters, we'll see I have a list of Boolean dropdowns that allow me to decide if certain content types should or shouldn't be allowed. At the bottom, using the Restrict File Types parameter, I can even whitelist file types for my scan by entering a comma-separated list of acceptable file extensions. Files that don't match this list will automatically get flagged. Now it makes sense to incorporate a condition that takes an action based on my scan. After finding the condition control, I can find the body clean result response value from the Advanced Scan API, and I can set that equal to true. By the way, if we chose to use the basic virus scan action instead of the advanced action, we'll still be able to set up our condition the exact same way using the exact same response value. The only difference is that our advanced scan is responding to a much wider range of possible threats. In the false branch of my condition, I can add a new action, and here I can maybe delete the file or set up a notification of some sort, or even do both. I'm just going to set up a quick delete file action to keep things simple. The flow is ready now, but before I give it a test, I'm going to quickly upload my example JavaScript injection PDF to my SharePoint site library. Opening this file in a browser or PDF reader application produces a message that says, "You've been hacked," without making any changes to my device. This category of threat can be used to launch remote code execution attacks. This file will pass a virus scan, but it won't pass a deterministic content verification scan, so we'll get to see a clean result false response when I run my test. Now I'll save my flow and quickly brush through the manual testing process. When my flow finishes running, the first thing we'll notice is that part of my scan failed, and there's actually a simple reason for that. My getFileProperties action also retrieved a subfolder from my documents library, and obviously that isn't an actual file, so the first getFileContent run of my for-each control failed right away. This is one of the small drawbacks to setting up a flow in the way I did. However, if we look through the next two getFileContent runs, we'll see that one file passed a scan, and one file was deleted. Going back to my SharePoint folder, we can see the lorem ipsum document is right where it was, and my JavaScript injection PDF is gone. The Advanced Scan API identifies JavaScript injection PDFs like the one I uploaded as invalid files because they don't rigorously conform to strict PDF formatting rules. And that's all there is to it. We can easily use the basic or advanced virus scan API iterations to routinely check our folders for threatening content and take relevant actions based on our response information. Thanks for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to our channel. If you have any questions about Cloudmersive Virus Scan APIs, please feel free to reach out to a member of our team. I've included a few contact links in the description below.